Christianity has always taught that the days of the world are numbered, and that prophecy students throughout the ages have sought to tell the end of time, the end of the world, by watching for the signs. So far, however, they've all been wrong. Billy Graham predicted the end of the world many years ago, but since his predictions failed, he no longer predicts the end of the world. The problem is that the Bible does not predict the end of the world or the end of time at all. And those who have predicted this and are predicting this, the end of the literal world, are mistaken. The Bible never uses the term end of time. It always refers to the time of the end, or the end of the age. And that's a totally different story. Thus, the reason why prophecy students throughout the ages have been wrong in their predictions about the end of the world is because the Bible never predicted the end of the world. And a growing number of Bible students are realizing that. When the Bible prophets predicted coming events, they were referring to happenings that would take place in the near future, usually within the lifetime of the people hearing their predictions. This means, for instance, that such expressions as "what soon must take place" or "for the time is near" must stand as a warning against applying the book of Revelations to some 2,000 years later. For Bible students to ignore the time statements about when prophetic events were to occur is simply not right. When John the Immerser and Jesus said, "Repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand," that didn't mean that the kingdom was 2,000 years away. Now, the kingdom had once been afar off, according to the prophet Daniel. However, what was once far off, 500 years from Daniel, now, in Jesus' time, had drawn near. It was no longer far off. Likewise, the coming of the Lord for salvation was not near in the Old Testament, and the prophets were told it was far off. However, what was once far off was now, in Jesus' time, ready to be revealed. Peter said, "The end of all things has drawn near." And he said, "The time for the judgment has come." James affirmed that Jesus' coming had drawn near. And just like Jesus' predictions about the coming of the kingdom, James's prediction didn't mean 2,000 years. So, when we speak about the time of the end, or the end of the age, we need to put it in the first century, when it had drawn near, when it was at hand, when it was the final hour.